starting with the makeup, and I am starting with the Hourglass primer, and it's the Veil. It is amazing. I always tried to do the Smashbox primers when I was a couple years ago, you know, and I didn't like it. Like when they first came out, I really tried to like it. I tried all kinds of primers, and they either made me break out and I'd get cystic acne from them, or else they just didn't seem to do the job. Like my makeup would still be all over the place. My bronzer would be up here by the end of the day. It was crazy. And so this stuff really does help control the oil, keeps the makeup in place. I can be at work for 8 hours straight and it will hold pretty well. And I can tend to have a really oily skin. I'll just be a shiny mess by the end of the day. And this is the only thing that's done the best job so far. And I don't break out. It's mineral, and it's my all-time 2012 favorite. I discovered it right around the new year, and I was like, I never went back to anything else. So that is amazing. The next thing I have, we're going to go with concealers. I have about 3 that I go use almost every day, or that I kind of bounce back and forth. They're my favorite. This one's a drugstore brand. It's the Maybeline Cover Stick, and this is an ivory. And I just love the fact that I use it like right underneath my foundation, usually for like my redness and imperfections on my face. And so it does a really great job. The texture's good. Doesn't break me out, doesn't make anything worse, and I've been really happy with it. It's been working great for me. It's my go-to all year long. And then for the eyes, for the first half of the year I was using the Diorskin Sculpt. It's the lifting smoothing concealer, and I really love it for underneath the eyes. It really lifts and brightens very well, and also right around the mouth, you know, if you just want to brighten it up, it's a great one because it keeps it firmer, and it's a great brightening. It's usually what I recommend for my clients. And the next thing I'll use in conjunction with this or just by itself is the Tarte Maracuja Oil Creaseless Concealer. Maracuja oil is high in vitamin C. It is great for brightening and tightening. Great for under eyes, very bright, and it really doesn't crease at all. This is another one that I've been recommending, and I've been using it the last half of the year because we got it in, but I still use my Christian Dior. And I will put this on here, and the nice thing about it, you can use it on your face too. This one I don't use for my face, it's mainly my eyes. But this is great, great texture. You can use it over acne, any products, because it's got a nice sticky, tacky formulation. Oh, and I forgot to say, this is in number 1, so it's the lightest shade. I would definitely recommend this. This is in color light, and it's just great. It's all natural. There's no parabens or anything like that, and it's a great line. No breakouts. Beautiful wear, and it's a long-lasting one. With Tarte is really known for being long-wearing products. And then we have, for the face, my Nars Tinted Moisturizer in Alaska, and I love how this wears. At first, when I first got it, I wasn't sure how much I liked it. I wouldn't say it's going to be a great full coverage for like a day at work, but it's something like when you want to go to the store, or you're just hanging out, having a casual day, or going to visit family or whatever, and you just want a radiant look to your face, but yet kind of, you know, counteract the redness. This will really work for that. So all the Nars tend to have a little bit of a yellow tint to their tinted moisturizer, so they're not pink at all in any way. And it's kind of like similar philosophy as the Bobbi Brown, where she likes to put yellow in all her foundations and makeup. But it wears beautifully. I love the way it looks on me, and I don't break out from it, where I used to break out from a lot of products. And lately I'm noticing there's more products out there that are just more kinder to the skin. The next thing I have is the Clinique BB cream in shade 2. Oops, can we see that? There we go. And I've been wearing this for the last 2 years. Since it came out, when the BB cream first came out, I jumped right on the bandwagon before it was really popular. And this one, I've tried all of them. Dr. Jart, the Boscia, I haven't tried the drugstore ones, but I've tried almost all of the ones that they sell at Sephora, and this one has been my favorite so far. Better coverage. It doesn't have any shimmers or anything in that. It has a decent SPF in it, plus it's got the right color for me. The Dr. Jart Black label is amazing, but the color's still a little light for me, and I love the way how it worked, but I felt like I always came back to this one. So I wear this one when I just gotta go to the store, or I just want to look decent around the face, because around the house. I have previous acne scars on my face still, and you know, even though I'm around my husband and everything, I still want to look good around the house, so I use that. But for foundation, full coverage, amazing. I discovered it this year and I love it. I finally bought it. It is the Immaculate from Hourglass. This is a liquid powder foundation, and this is in the color Ivory. Oh my gosh, you put it on like a liquid, it finishes like a powder, but not like a cakey powder. It's not cakey, it looks natural. It says that it's kind of mattifying, but it's really not. It's just so flawless and natural, and it wears really nice. It wears all day, it doesn't break you out. It's all natural as well. I think I just said that. But it's actually the makeup artist from Madonna. It used to be one of her makeup artists, or probably still is. She came up with this brand, Hourglass, and I love their brand, but they're so expensive, so I actually splurged on this one, and this is my go-to when I'm going back to work next week, and I'm going to be wearing it every day probably. So, and then the next thing we have is bronzer. I was wearing the Guerlain Terracotta Light all year long, and so it's a very nice, it kind of reminds me of Too Faced Peach Leopard. It's basically the same thing. It's got a little bit of the shimmer, a little bit of the peachy dark, and it's all matted. There's just a little bit of shimmer, but you would never notice the shimmer on there, and it gives a great glow. This is great for some of those that are starting out with the bronzer, that don't want to, you know, aren't used to contouring. It's great for beginners. You just grab a big brush and just put it around the sides and the contours, and it just gives a really beautiful glow and adds warmth to the skin. And that is a Guerlain Terracotta Light. So again, I'll show that to you. It's not coming up in the exact same color, but as you can see, I've been using it so much it's down to the pan. And then I have the Josie Maran. It's all dirty, but Josie Maran Argan Matchmaker Powder Foundation in the color light to medium. I love this when I was pregnant. I pretty much wore this a lot, and that's already down to the pan. These go really fast. It's not something that will last you months and months. It'll probably last you maybe at the tops 2 months if you use it every day, maybe a month. It's such a fine powder. It did great for my redness and dryness around the nose. Now that I've already had my son, my skin has gotten a lot oilier, and I've noticed it works okay, but it's just I've noticed it oxygenates a little bit more, so it gets a little bit more of an orange tone to it, and it looks a little shinier because it is infused with argan oil. Great for those of you with dry skin. This is the powder for you. If you have been looking for that holy grail powder, this will work for you guys. But I'm still using it, but I'm looking for new powders now that I have oily skin again. Just discovered, well, I didn't just discover. I discovered it earlier this year, the Lorac. It is a perfectly lit spotlight, and one of those kits from Sephora, the Perfectly Glow or the Glow kit, and it had a little small one of these, and I thought it was a face powder, so I was going all over my face. It looked great. I got, you know, lots of compliments. I looked luminous, but now I know it's a highlighter, and so it's a great yellowish highlighter. I've been looking for powder highlighters, and I haven't been able to really find one that I like without them being too white or cakey looking or too pink. So that one is a great one if you want a powder. But what I usually use is my Highbeam from Benefit, and this one's got more of a pink, but you just put a little bit on your hand and you just go right along where you need the highlighting, and it gives such a beautiful luminous color. This one is great for fair skin tone girls. Probably not the best for when you get darker. There's other ones like the Nars have better highlighters, cream highlighters for the dark bronzy skin gals. And then another product that has been my favorite of 2012, most of it, is the Dallas from Benefit, especially through like the fall and winter months. I was using this, And it has like a really beautiful mauve color. See, you can see that right there. And it's kind of mauve, plumish. And it's really pretty. I like it a lot. So bright. See if you can see that. And I've really been happy with that. I usually go to Nars. The Orgasm, that's my all-time favorite blush. But I finished it and I haven't had the chance to go back and get it. But I've been using that. And I have a palette from Sephora. This is their Blockbuster. And I've been using... Sometimes I'll go use like their blushes that they have in here. They're actually very good quality. And this is usually what I go to. And it's very similar to the Orgasm. And since I'm here with the Blockbuster, this is my eyeshadows of the year. This is one way to have all the eyeshadows you need. Great pigments. They are amazing. I mean, look at that. That's great pigment. That was that green one right there. These are amazing eyeshadows. You look at these little Blockbuster, these palettes, and you're like, it reminds you of like the caboodles when you were a kid. Absolutely not. There's no weird smell to it. They have beautiful pigmentation. They work really well. I wore them to work all the time. This is what I wear every day because, you know, it's too expensive to buy different palettes, and I just bought this. Get compliments on all the time. People always wondering what I'm wearing. Another eyeshadow I've been wearing a lot this year is actually old packaging. I got this in one of my MyGlam boxes when I was subscribed with them. It's the Urban Decay in Sin. And this was my go-to. You know, I always wear it in like that little, right there in the little corner of my eye, or right there in the inner corner. And it's just got a beautiful sheen. It's so hard to see with the light. But right there, and it's just really pretty. It's gorgeous. You know, mix that with the palette from Sephora. I know the new Urban Decay, the new packaging, you can wear them wet and dry. These ones I don't think you can get away with wet as much as you could with the with these ones. So, and the next thing I have is Tarte. This is Smooth Operator. It's a little small one. This is like a little trial sampler, but I loved it. I got it for free in one of my orders, and it's got Amazonian clay, and it's a great finishing. So like if you went a little overboard with your blush or bronzer, this will also help soften that up, but it gives a nice soft focus, and it's comparable to the HD from Makeup Forever, but this one is actually longer staying. I personally don't care much for the HD because I feel like it makes my skin look shinier later in the day. It doesn't do anything. This actually is better for the oilier skin girls just because of that Amazonian clay. It kind of helps balance, and it's finer. I just really like this one. I prefer this one. The HD is great, but I would probably say if you are oilier skin and tend to get really oily, go for the Tarte. And I am loving for eyeliners the Stila Stay All Day. Amazing, amazing eyeliners. Very soft when you put them on. They just glide on very soft. Great dark pigmentation. And they're long wearing. I first was introduced to these by Birchbox in Purple Tang. I wore that puppy out. I wore it every day, all the time, and I decided I want to try the black one. The black one, I will tell you, tends to move a little bit more. The Purple Tang didn't budge at all, and it almost looked black. Nobody ever noticed. But the Stingray and the Stila Stay All Day, it does kind of tend to move around a little bit, so I was a little disappointed with the way it wore, but I still love it. I find it's got the best color. It's darker than any of the other ones I've tried. My favorite mascara is the Urban Decay Big Fatty. I love the way it wears. It's long lasting. I have long eyelashes naturally, but they're not full enough, so I love the volume. And these are my natural eyelashes. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it hanging out right there. It doesn't flake. It doesn't like sit there. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't leave a line. And almost every mascara that I've had tend to do that. They either flake and irritate my eyes, or else I end up getting like a long black line right up here where my eyelashes touch from like looking up that way. And I love the way the bristles are. It's very nice and short. They're kind of similar to their real, but a lot more. There's more bristles and they're shorter than that. But so they really keep your eyelashes from clumping. Now I need to warn you, you need to use a light hand with this mascara because it is very fluid, liquid. It's not, you know, it's a lot comes out and it's easy to smudge if you're not light-handed with it. But I love the way it wears. It's amazing wear. I get compliments all the time whenever I wear it. People think I'm wearing fake eyelashes, which I love. And I can't stand wearing fake eyelashes because they are so long that it's so hard to put them. They're in the way of trying to put them on myself. Another item is I always do my own eyebrows. And so the Anastasia eyebrow powder. This is amazing. I discovered it about 2 years ago and I wear it all the time. This is my only eyebrow that I will go to. And this is in the brunette dark brown. When I go light brown, when my hair gets lighter to its natural color, I just dyed it at Christmas Eve. You probably all noticed if you've been watching. But I will be going to medium ash, so that's good for brunettes. But this is great. It stays on, looks more natural than anything else. There's no red tones to them. And that's the problem with a lot of eyebrow pencils and powders out there. Some of them tend to have a little bit more red in them than you probably would want. I know a lot of gals don't like that. So Anastasia, she's the eyebrow go-to. She does all the stars eyebrows. Highly recommend the eyebrow duo. Oops, right there. And then we have for the lips, the Buxom lip gloss. This is in Dolly. I first tried the Katie. I love the Katie. The Katie is really nice and nude. But right now I got Dolly from one of the Allure boxes. I believe it was the fall one. And I love it. It looks good. I can get away with it. And I love the Hot Mama. But I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. The Hot Mama is a great fall, summer, or fall, winter, not summer. And it is very pigmented. I mean, check that out. You want to try red, but you don't want to commit to a lipstick, I would go with that. Because it will wear off, but it won't like bleed everywhere. And it's not high maintenance at all. And that's the new full-bodied ones. They just came out this year. Another one I was introduced to this year is, whoops, there we go. The Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick. This is amazing. I worked all day. I was so nervous when I wore it. I'm like, oh my gosh, are my lips like cracked? Is it like going weird? This stuff will stay all day. You just need one layer. Beautiful red. I'd get compliments on all the time. And I never wore red. This is my first year that I actually ventured out and tried out red. And it was the scariest thing ever because, you know, you're talking all day to people and clients and you don't want to look like a crazy mess. And this didn't. This actually lasted all day long. I have to reapply a little bit in the inside, but you don't really need to. You just wear a good lip liner and you're good to go with that. Like I said, we've got a lot going on here. So here's the Revlon. This is a great nude lipstick and it's in Fashion's Night Pout. It's what I'm wearing right now. And it is really pretty. It was suggested, I believe, by the Allure magazine. And I love reading that magazine. And I sometimes look at their suggestions and go and check it out. And I love it. So that one I've been going to whenever I need a little nude. And, well, let's see. Oh, and this is in color Bisso. And for the Stila Stay All Day. So that's what that color is. And then for another lip product, we have the Sugar from Fresh. The Advanced Therapy. This stuff is amazing to wear at nighttime. I don't wear it too much during the day, but I do use it to like prep my lips. And it's just really great for like helping with fine lines and anti-aging for the lips and hydration at the same time. I love it. It's what I wear when I go to bed. I'll put some on there, keep my lips nice and sugary, yummy. And and then this is what I use before, like while I'm getting ready, putting my makeup on. Do the Skindinavia Makeup Setting Spray. This stuff is great. Spray it on. It will hold your makeup all day long. Make your powder look so much better. And so we're moving on to the brushes. I have a couple that I loved. Sephora just came out with this, the Pro Airbrush, or the Pro line. They changed it from those silver gray handles to these black ones. And this is the concealer one. I love it. It's great for just right under the eye, in the corners. The texture is just perfect. I've never found a brush that I love so much to touch up or to perfect my skin. And then this one is their airbrush number 55. This is the Pro airbrush, and this is what I put my foundation on. I love it. It works amazing. It's so soft and gives that great airbrush flawless look. And then this is the brush I've been using for my eyeshadow a lot. It's one that I just got in my MyGlam bag when I was subscribed to them. And it's great for putting on eyeshadow, especially like in that corner, and just adding some on. This is a great brush. Like all the brushes, I think I've had the best application with this. And that is it for all my makeup. I will do my hair and some body care in the next video because it is quite long. So I'm going to break it down. Just what have worked for me in all of 2012. These were the ones that I went to all the time. And I hope that if any of you guys were looking into buying any of these products, or you were just curious what they were about, hope I answered some of your questions. But please do, if you do have any questions, you know, go ahead and comment. I would be happy to answer you. Stay tuned and look forward to my hair and body care products. Thank you again for watching.